You can read Hindi, then we'll put Janardhan Reddy, then English we'll read. Yeah.
अच्छा अच्छा, पहले हिंदी में पढ़ लें उसको,
So that Urdu भी easy adjust हो जाता है उसमें.
Okay, I'll read the Hindi one. So
Yeah.
I'll read up to first 5-6 lines and then
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
उसूल 1, प्रातः सूर्योदय से पहले हर एक भाई उठे और संध्या उपासना निश्चित समय पर जहां तक हो सके सूर्योदय से पहले समाप्त कर ले। पूजा के लिए एक अलग जगह और आसन नियत करे। जहां तक हो सके एक ही आसन में बैठने की आदत डाले। शारीरिक व मानसिक पवित्रता का विशेष ध्यान रखे। कुदरत की आग जो समय के प्रारंभ से जल रही है, अब तक ठंडी नहीं हुई। जब सृष्टि की पैदाइश का वक्त आया, समय आया, ख्याल, अव्यक्त विचार ने हरकत की और सूक्ष्मतम कणों में गर्मी पैदा हुई, मानो पहला आवरण प्रारंभ से ही चढ़ गया। इस आंच ने सूक्ष्मतम कणों को गर्म कर करके हरकत देना शुरू कर दिया। यह गतिविधि बढ़ती ही गई, आवरण पर आवरण चढ़ते ही गए, ठोसता बढ़ती गई, कंपन पैदा होते ही गए। प्रत्येक कण ने अपनी क्रिया शुरू कर दी और इन बढ़ती हुई क्रियाओं के फलस्वरूप हुआ ये कि रेशम के कीड़े की ऊपर कोकून की भांति असलियत के ऊपर एक आवरण बन गया। अंडे की सफेदी झलकने लगी।
We'll stop here, and then you see the actually this Urdu translation was it was done into English by Dr. Janardhan Reddy. Myself, Dr. Janardhan Reddy, Shatari, and Sir used to sit, and then we used to do this work together. And Sir told me how to, he gave me tips about how to study these things. He says you must, and which I follow also, like your mind is there, your consciousness is there. You feel your consciousness and you feel your thinking. You can imagine your thinking, practically you can feel and then imagine, like suppose your thought is in the Kshob or that that ultimate purity or that subtleness is there. Like that, if you visualize yourself and imagine like that and then think, and then it will make more sense every sentence if you read. I mean, all that is related to our consciousness only. So you have our consciousness, it is in a particular kind of a subtleness or grossness, whatever you say, but you can visualize it, its origin also, and from there if you start thinking like that, then your understanding will be. This is how Sir actually used to meditate and then give us his understanding. We used to have a lot of questions, and then he used to immediately close his eyes, meditate, and then come out and then used to explain what is this commandment. So I found it very useful to study like this, and then feel yourself, feel your thought, feel yourself as if when it is arising from the show, how it was your thought, how it has become grosser and grosser, how the grosser has completely, like an egg shell, it has become so gross. Now you don't see the divinity itself because only the egg is visible. Only now we are conscious of our physical body, we are conscious of our name and our problems in the world, but our mind does not, our thought does not, has no idea about what was its original purity or the original subtleness, which is our true nature. That is almost incapable of thinking, because only the eggshell is visible and the subtleness is totally lost sight of. I mean, if you think like that, then it makes more sense. This is a tip given by sir, and I follow it, and then you find a lot of benefit in that.
Let me start the Urdu one.
Though some of the people may not be understanding Hindi and Urdu, but then the vibration itself will have an influence on us, and then because it is master's thoughts, even if people are not familiar with Hindi or Urdu who are part of this audience, please try to pay attention so that the vibration of that itself will have an impact on us. Yeah, I think we'll go, yes.
उसूल नंबर 1, सुबह सूरज निकलने से पहले हर एक भाई उठे और संध्या उपासना अतुल वसा सूरज निकलने से पहले मुकर्ररा वक्त पर खत्म कर दे। पूजा के लिए एक अलग जगह और आसन मुकर्रर करे। जहां तक हो सके एक ही आसन से बैठने की आदत डाले। जिस्मानी और मानसिक पाकीज़गी का खास ध्यान रखे। खुदरत की आग जो रोज अज़ल से जली है अब तक ठंडी नहीं हुई। जब सृष्टि का पैदाइश का वक्त आया ख्याल ने हरकत की। अज़्ज़ा में गर्मी पैदा हो गई। गोया पहला गिलाफ रोज अज़ल से चढ़ गया। इस आंच ने ज़ारात को गर्म कर कर के हरकत देना शुरू कर दी। ये हिद्दत बढ़ती ही गई। खिलाफ दर खिलाफ चढ़ते ही गए। ठोसता बढ़ती ही गई। तसलसल पैदा ही होता गया। सबने अपना अपना फेल शुरू कर दिया और फिर उसमें भी फेल हुआ ही के नतीजा ये हुआ कि उसने अपने ऊपर दूसरे अल्फाज में रेशम की कीड़े की तरह गिलाफ बना लिया। अंडे की सफेदी झलकने लगी।
So in Hindi we read up to this line.
Yeah, the idea is that all of us have an experience of complete stillness and complete calmness. All of us, because of the transmission, we have that experience. So you can relate to the ideas which he's talking about, like, you know, when no activity was there and activity, grossness has come. Thought, when you become aware of thought, you can think that in term it is just like a grossness. And when no thought was there and when the total silence, we can relate to that what he's trying to say. Yeah, English will go now.
Okay, I'll read.
Yeah.
Rise before dawn. Offer your prayer and puja at a fixed hour, preferably before sunrise, sitting in one and the same pose. Have a separate place and seat for worship. Purity of mind and body should specially be adhered to. The fire of the divine, which has been burning since the beginning of time, has not yet cooled down. When the time of creation came, the latent thought came into action and the subtlest particles got heated up. Thus, the preliminary covering set in from the very first day. By the effect of continuous heating, the particles began to come into motion. Its intensity went on increasing, adding wheels after wheels to it. Grossness began to develop by the effect of the growing intensity of the vibrations. The action of every particle started and went on multiplying till the reality was completely wrapped up within, like a silkworm in the cocoon. In other words, only the white shell of the egg, which glitters, remained open to view, revealing the reality within, which was lost to sight.
Yeah, he's again, Babaji himself in the introduction warned that these are very subtle feelings which he has tried to put it in language. So he has to use words like particles and all. But I request that people should meditate and try to uh, catch the sense which Babaji is trying to convey. Each one has to meditate for himself. All the language is using because he has to convey something, but it is much subtler. The reality is much subtler than the language he's trying to talk. So he's already in the introduction asked us to ignore the defects of the language and try to catch the spirit of what he's trying to convey. I mean, so we should learn to contemplate more and then try to transcend the language and try to catch the spirit of what Babaji is trying to convey. Okay. Next paragraph, we'll finish it. Yeah.
Just one thing, sir, you were saying like Master has used the words like particles over here. So
yeah. I want you to, these are very tough things. I want you to meditate. You see, now imagine your consciousness. Consciousness is an indivisible thing. And what is a particle he's talking about? So it's a very difficult problem. So each person, if he deeply contemplates, he will understand. It is any wave or any thought arising or any part of the, now mind is there. Actually, mind is only one thing, but for the sake of understanding, we have classified it into buddhi, manasa, ahankar, and chitta, and all that. But it's all one only. There's no separate. In the office, you have a CEO, financial officer. ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहता mind में. It is only one only. So उसमें, to convey that there are different faculties, he may use the word like particle and all. These are very difficult things to convey actually. So you have to meditate and then meditate, practically feel what you're feeling and then try to understand what he's trying to convey. I mean, these are very difficult things actually. Like if you see Dr. Vardachari's commentary, he uses, he said particle is a soul, he said. Each soul is one particle, he said. So, unless you meditate, it will be very difficult to, intellectually understand. Mind you, these are, Babaji is talking about the reality which is of a cosmic nature. And intellect is designed only to function in an individual plane. It cannot, intellect was born out of the cosmic plan. So it is not capable of contemplating about the cosmic reality from where it is arisen. So human intellect can never make you, by reasoning and by thinking, you will never be able to understand God. So you have to transcend intellect only. So intellect is a major barrier. That is why in these matters, faith works more. So if you, and then you meditate, you will understand. I mean, definitely it's a condition. It's a truth. Reality is the truth. And the mind has come from there. So it is natural for you to realize your true nature. And that is a real possibility. So once you go there, you will understand everything. Then probably intellect, still it will be an imperfect instrument to convey that feeling. If you see realization topic, if you read, it's a dumb state. It's very difficult to put it in words. He keeps on talking. Why he has to talk like that? So intellectually समझने का दो अपन कोशिश करते, but that is a very inadequate equipment available with us to understand reality, which is of a cosmic in nature. So that is why meditation is the only way by which you can realize your true nature, not by thinking or reading books. Or this we are reading because we want to get into the spirit of the master. That is the main idea.
So this is no form of matter we are talking here, right?
No. Spirituality is totally मैटर का आइडिया ही नहीं आना चाहिए, वो अलग ही रहता, लैंग्वेज का प्रॉब्लम है. You can imagine your thinking consciousness. Suppose you can think that if you are dead, there is no physical body is not there. Even subtle body, suppose you are liberated, and then the subtle aspect of matter like manasu buddhi also will not be there. Then particle ka maksad kaise aata udhar? Before you came into existence, you were existing in the show. अब उधर मैटर ही नहीं है. मैटर तो बहुत दूर आगे निकलने के बाद मैटर बनता ना. दी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वगैरह बनने के बाद मैटर, परम्यूटेशन, कॉम्बिनेशन, मैटर कम्स. तो उसको कैसा सोच सकते हैं ऐसा? तो यू हैव टू स्पेंड लॉट ऑफ टाइम कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग अबाउट इट. So that is the problem of intellect. It can only think about its individual existence, and individual existence is composed of matter. It is related with matter in the outside world. So it is only capable of thinking like that. But God is much beyond that, is much vaster and infinite and much subtler. It is, that is the problem of spirituality. That's why you require a guru, and then that's why in transmission he says, if you are ready, I'll make you realize that condition in an instant, he says. He can transmit the feeling to you. Then you will feel it. But if you're, for that also he says you should be deserving and then evolved enough to catch the glimpse. How many will be there who will appreciate if I give that condition of reality? He talks. So human being का limitation है. Meditation करे तो you'll gradually grow. I mean your mind will be absorbing divinity, and then the understanding unfolds from inside. That's why when the knots open, only real understanding comes. Real understanding comes when the knots unfold, and then the condition of that knot gets absorbed into your conscious mind. Then you will understand. Not by thinking or by reading. कुछ नहीं होता. By reading, listening, talking, कुछ नहीं होता. Only by sincere meditation, strictly following the instructions of the Guru, then only the understanding unfolds in your mind. Otherwise, with the intellect, you will be in a fool's paradise. You will be in your own mental world. That's all.
Right.
So we'll finish this paragraph in Urdu, Hindi, and English then.
ठीक है सर, आगे बढ़ते हैं.
हाँ, आगे बढ़ेंगे.
असलियत अंदर छिप गई, जज्बा पैदा होता गया. अब जिसको उससे ज्यादा मोहब्बत थी या लगाव था, उसके हिस्से में वो चीज ज्यादा आई, और वही गर्मी जो प्रारंभ में थी मनुष्य में प्रदर्शित हुई. यह गर्मी कितनी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बढ़ी और पक पकाकर जैविक रूप में आ गई. प्रत्येक कण पर उसका असर पड़ा और उसने उसमें हिस्सा लिया. यह भौतिक चीज थी जो इसमें शामिल हो गई. यह हमेशा उस चीज के ताबे वश में रही जिसका हिस्सा उसमें शामिल है. पहले जो बड़ा आवरण गर्मी से बना है, उसका संबंध उससे ज्यादा रहता है. अब जो प्रभाव बड़ी चीज पर पड़ेगा, तो छोटी चीज पर भी उसका अक्स प्रदर्शित होगा. यदि बाहरी प्रभावों का असर बड़ी चीज पर पड़ता है.
No, the sentence is ended there. We'll read in Urdu and English.
Okay.
Actually, new paragraph begins from there.
असलियत अंदर चुप गई, जज्बा पैदा होता गया. अब जिसको उससे ज्यादा लगावू या मोहब्बत थी, उसके हिस्से में ये चीज ज्यादा आई, और वही गर्मी जो रोज अजल में थी इंसान में नमोदार हुई. ये गर्मी कितनी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बढ़ी और पक पकाकर नमोद की शक्ल बन गई। हर जर्रा पर उसका असर पड़ा और उसने उसमें हिस्सा लिया। ये चीज़ ज़मीनी थी जो इसमें शामिल हो गई, ये हमेशा उस चीज़ के ताबे रही जिसका हिस्सा इसमें शामिल है। या वो बड़ी तय जो गर्मी से बन चुकी है, वो अपनी निस्बत उससे ज़्यादा रखेगी। अब जो असरात उस बड़ी चीज़ पर पड़ेंगे, उसका अक्स छोटी चीज़ में नमोदार होगा।
We'll stop it here. That's the sentence finished. We'll read it in English.
Co-relationship began to spring up. Now one who was more closely attached to it received more of it for his share. The heat which existed on the first day manifested itself in man, and gradually it went on developing, assuming the form of organic growth. Every particle got affected thereby, absorbing its due share of it. A material tinge was thus introduced into it, and it remained subject to the influence of that which it was part of. The bigger layer, previously formed by the heat, maintains its connection more with it. Now the influence caused on the greater thing will naturally be reflected on the smaller thing, which will get affected thereby in proportion to its magnitude.
Yeah. That means matter has the, the, the heat of God has been has combined with matter itself, and the matter is influenced by the heat of God, and then its grossness also influences the divine principle also. If you can take the heat of God as the divine principle, so the influence is like that. Nature is part of God only. So the so influence of God is in the nature, the sunlight and all that. Sun will be there. Like he talks at the 12 o'clock position, the heat of the sun is in direct contact with the heat of God. That's why when you meditate at 12 o'clock position, automatically you're linked. Though it's a physical power, behind it is the divine power. You're linked there. So the same way, nature also, uska influence human body, human mind पे भी रहता. Mind is again matter, but the divinity is also there in our mind, and the divinity which is externally there also influences our mind. That's why Sandhya time is the best time where it reminds us of the origin of our own mind. Now we are in this position. But before that, we were closely in connection with God. And then, if you can imagine Big Bang theory, we have come out from there. And the Sandhya is a time where you can imagine like a singularity or the Big Bang has happened. So we are at that time. If you meditate, you are neither born nor neither manifest or unmanifest. So at that time, if you think from there, it is very easy to move into the origin itself. So that is why everywhere in our Upanishads and Hindu religion, Vedic times, they said Sandhya is the time where you should think about God, because that is the time when the whole nature, it reminds us of our origin from God. And then at that time, if you meditate automatically, it will be very easy and natural for us to merge into the reality which gave birth to this whole universe, including our mind with all its grossness, took birth from there. At that time, you're meditating, it is very easy to find balance. That is the idea. which comes out in this. But as I told you, each person has to spend a lot of time trying to meditate. Yeah, I think we'll go to the next. This is very heavy stuff. We'll not go much. We'll read only 2-3 paragraphs and then we'll stop it. It cannot be read like other philosophy. Ways and means mein wo to easily you can read, but this is requires more practice and contemplation.
There is this line, sir, which says, now one who was more closely attached to it received more of it.
It's the same thing, you know. The suppose I interpret it like that. Suppose man is a bipolar being. You know, one end of the mind is connected to the center or the chobe itself, and the other end is connected to the external world, plurality. I mean, all the external and infinity. So, so suppose we are cognizant of that connection, then that influence is more felt by us. I think like that. I mean, each person has to meditate and think for himself what he understands when Master is trying to convey something. Each person has to. It's a personal thing. Each person has to meditate, and then when he because you see, unless a person dives deep, he will not get the pearls. If he goes to the ocean and then stands on the shore and looks for shells, he may get shells, but he will not get the pearls actually. Pearls चाहिए बोले तो तुमको डुबकी मारना पड़ेगा, अंदर dive करके you have to take the shell, then only you will get the pearls. Unless you dive deep, so if you understand the Master, you have to dive deep into the ocean. That means you have to contemplate. There is no other alternative. By just staying and saying मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा बोले तो that you are not dived at all. So diving is contemplation. So unless after meditation, unless you struggle to understand, contemplate, then only the enlightenment will unfold. Just it cannot be given on a platter कि ये ले लो खा लो बोलता ऐसा नहीं होता ना. You have to मेहनत करना. This is what is abhyas is, practice is this effort only. So each person has to learn to contemplate, learn to dive deep and get the pearls. But diving it's not so pleasant because it's a dark area. There is no lead available. You have to, you'll be uncomfortable trying to contemplate about a thing which the intellect cannot understand. But that is precisely the effort, you know. Unless all of us make such serious efforts, we'll not be improving and then we'll not be able to help others also. If you want to make an impact in the society, some of us should work very hard and then imbibe the spirit of his teaching and then regulate our mind. We should become masters of our mind. Then only we can help others. Uske liye it just he should have some free time for himself. Morning meditation के बाद या किताब पढ़ के सोचना पड़ेगा deeply. And then once you start making effort, then Master's grace also will be there. The understanding unfolds. Effort ही नहीं करोगे, I'm a good person. I'm following ritualistically all the commandments and all that. बोले तो it doesn't work. Sincerity is required, and then effort is also required. तो आप क्या बोल रहे थे? What was the question? What was the? I didn't.
No, it was not question. It's just like wanted to understand your imperience of this line, because
what was the
intellectually you see you it says the one who was more closely to it received more of it. Since it's creation is happening, there is nobody, nothing is there. So who received what? How do we?
So that means our human mind is there. It has come from there. If you are in more touch with it, then you receive more of the grace. Your mind will be more purified. it's a kind of, you're trying to, reduce the parallelity between the diversity of the human line and the divine line. So if you dwell in him, you receive more of that divine grace into your mind.
Okay.
Sir, it says co-relationship began to spring up. So can it be said that it is a start of duality at that point? I mean,
Yes, when the duality, you see, the relationships occur only because of duality. Otherwise, actually now, for imagine, godly force is there. That godly force now, like suppose 24 of us are participating in this reading session. God has become these 24 human beings actually. Actually, it's the same force which has become. But we in our heart of heart, we don't feel that we are all one unified consciousness, even though space and time is there. But a realized person will not feel that he is separate from, he feels all 24 are one only. But when he feels these 24 people are different, then the relationship comes into existence. Suppose I feel Atul is separate from me, then I have to develop friendship with him, talk to him. Relationship comes only because of grossness. Comes only because you feel that you are separate from God.
right.
Suppose you are one with God, relationship ka zarurat hi nahi. That's why, you find yourself present in everybody. So interaction, duality disappear ho jata. Duality disappear ho to mind ka bhi function disappear ho jata. You start operating behind the mind. Grossness आया तो ये आदमी subject and object का your consciousness gets divided into subject and object. Then when subject and object comes, relationship has to come into it. And relationship में likes, dislike, judgment will always be there, and you're caught in the trap of network and all that.
Right.
So this is intellectually well understood, but in yoga we try to achieve it. We want to make it into a reality. Intellectually, difficult. There is nothing difficult in understanding the concept of relationship.
Sir had used the example of dissection of a frog or dissection of flowers, saying by doing that, in the training program talks, he had said, we can dissect a flower and know what part it contains. But to understand the flower, you need mahat. So without that, you will never be able to understand what a flower really is. I mean,
that is true. That is the scientists will try to break the stamens and pistils, and then what kind of a flavor is it? What is the chemical composition of the scent which is it is throwing out? He will try to dissect it. But a poet sees beauty in the whole thing, because he sees it is that evokes a beauty in him, and then he becomes one with that flower. And when he becomes one with that flower, and when he comes back, he is so much influenced by that experience, then that results in poetry. So the poet's approach to reality is different from a scientist's approach to reality. Scientist uses his intellect. Poet uses his heart actually. In spirituality, heart actually matters more important. Heart unites, whereas intellect divides.
So it is better conveyed in the Hindi or Urdu.
That is true.
This line is jazba paida hota gaya.
Right.
Whereas in English we are saying co-relationships. Co-relationship doesn't convey that impact or that kind of.
Jazba का actual definition क्या है?
Emotions.
So English translation is actually a little bit lost because it doesn't convey, as Atul said.
That's right. Okay.
So jazba paida ho gaya is emotion, feeling that started to spring up.
Emotion का मतलब likes and dislikes, judgment, likes and dislikes, and then that is what is the meaning of samsara. That means you have joys and sorrows, and joys and sorrows are you're caught in the whole drama of that idea about samsara is very beautifully understood in Hinduism. In all our everybody in India understands what is the meaning of samsara. I mean, it is all suffering only. That's what Buddha also talks about the first noble truth of suffering. That is, samsara is suffering. Your birth is suffering, your death is suffering, your old age is suffering, disease is suffering, running after objects of pleasure is also suffering. That is what, when the jasba, emotions begin, and then we identify ourselves with the emotion, then we are caught in the whole drama actually. And in meditation, we try to go to the essence, which is giving rise to all this manifestation. We try to reach the essence of joy itself, not the reflection. Human beings are trying to catch the reflection which is seen in the mirror as real thing, but they ignore the reality, and then they try to catch the shadow. That's why they are never satisfied.
Sir, जैसे we were talking about this line itself. If we see the sequence of these sentences, Master says jazba paida hota gaya, means like something which we can closely relate to heart.
Okay.
Because in the heart we have these feelings.
Feelings, that's right.
They are present in the heart.
Yes.
And the next time he says, "Ab jisko usse zyada mohabbat thi." So in order to have mohabbat or love, the emotions have to be there first. So the emotions came into being.
Okay.
And that was followed by the love. And as you were saying, man being the bipolar entity, if you develop more love for the God, you'll get more of it. So that will come more in your share.
Yeah.
But in order to love, you have to have emotions first.
That's it. Good, thanks a lot. I mean, English पढ़े तो समझ में नहीं आता सब.
हाँ, वो co-relationships began to spring up, doesn't convey this impact.
That's right.
Actually, it is losing the meaning there. I don't know whether didn't come
That's
up with
right. I think अभी अतुल पढ़ने से understanding different हो गया ना.
So
understanding has improved actually when compared with English, because I read mostly in English and Urdu. Because Urdu is that words I have to take the Google Translate and keep on. I also read it, but I'm not so fluent in that, so I'm more comfortable studying the English version.
So actually, Urdu to English dictionary mein, the meaning of jazba is sentiment, and other similar words are like it says ehsas, khayal, disposition, conviction, passion. So one way to look at it is one who has these feelings towards the divine, he will be more oriented towards, he will get more share of the divinity. Yeah. But the same things can be applied towards the material aspect and then
also. Yeah, that's right.
So that can be understood in that way. So if
we can
think about the divine gets more share of divinity.
Yeah.
Whoever thinks more about
world,
the world will have more share of the worldly aspect of things.
अच्छा, उर्दू translation में sentiment बोल रहा है क्या जज्बा को?
Yes.
No, but I think what the emotion or feeling is more.
Also one translation.
Okay. Google Translate है क्या?
नहीं, this is urdupoint.com. Urdu dictionary का site है.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
There are like kind of thin lines between sentiment, emotions.
Yeah, there's a huge debate about people. There's a huge debate about feelings and emotions. Both overlap hai, and then each one have to arrive at his own understanding about it. A lot of overlap in the language ka issue hai. Okay, next paragraph will go.
Shall I read in Hindi?
You can read in Hindi. I think this paragraph, with this we'll close this. I mean, ये paragraph पढ़ो. अगर करीबी असर बड़ी चीज पर पड़ता है तो जिस्मानत के लिहाज से उस छोटी चीज पर भी पड़ेगा. इन चीजों पर असर बैरूनी भी हुआ करते हैं. Let Janardhan Reddy talk about it because he is Urdu scholar. He learned Urdu.
Okay, so we'll play the Urdu one. Shall I play?
Urdu one, yes.
Okay.
We'll finish the whole sentence. Then we'll read Hindi.
Okay.
अगर खारिजी असर बड़ी चीज़ पर पड़ता है तो जिसामत के लिहाज से उस छोटी चीज़ पर भी पड़ेगा. इन चीज़ों पर असरात बैरूनी भी हुआ करते हैं. शुआओं का असर छोटी बड़ी सब चीज़ों पर होता है. दोनों के काम बलहाज जिसामत करीब करीब एक ही हो जाते हैं. गर्मी जो खारिजी असरात से पैदा हो जाती है वो निकलना भी शुरू हो जाती है. और चैन उस वक्त मिलता है जब ये गर्मी शांत हो जाती है. उसकी मिसाल मौसम गर्मा हो सकती है. ये खारिजी असरात जिनको बलहाज जिसामत हटने में वक्त लगता है अगर दूर हो गए तो कुछ चैन व सुकून ज़रूर आ जाता है. अब ये समय महात्माओं ने उस वक़्त माना है जब कि खारिजी असरात उस पर से हटना शुरू हो जाते हैं. गोया ये गर्मी का ख़ातिमा का वक़्त होता है और गर्मी ख़त्म होते ही ठंडे असरात आने लगते हैं. इन दोनों की मेल को संदिगति कहते हैं. महात्माओं ने इस संदिगति में पूजा और उपासना करना फर्ज रखा है.
Further, he's saying it is a duty. How many times we neglect the duties of Sochlo? You'll read in Hindi and then we'll read in English.
सभी चीजों पर बाहरी प्रभावों का असर पड़ता है. सूर्य की किरणों का असर छोटी बड़ी सब चीजों पर उनकी क्षमता के अनुसार होता है. बाहरी प्रभावों से उत्पन्न गर्मी थोड़े समय बाद कम होने लगती है और चैन उस वक्त मिलता है जब यह गर्मी शांत हो जाती है. इसका उदाहरण गर्मी का मौसम. जब बाहरी ताप कम हो जाता है और थोड़े समय बाद उसका असर पूरी तरह से चला जाता है तब कुछ चैन और सुकून जरूर आ जाता है. अब ये समय महात्माओं ने माना है कि वह वक्त है जबकि बाहरी गर्मी उस पर से हटना शुरू हो जाती है. मानो यह गर्मी के खत्म होने का वक्त होता है और गर्मी खत्म होते ही ठंडक आने लगती है. इन दोनों के मेल को संधि गति कहते हैं. महात्माओं ने इस संधि गति में पूजा और उपासना करना कर्तव्य नियत किया है.
Urdu word is so powerful. He says, farz rakha. He says it's duty. Vidyadhar, you can read in English.
Yeah.
It's now from here onwards becomes easier because the first one is only lot of metaphysics is there. Now it becomes more easier from now onwards.
All things being subject to external influences are affected by the rays of the sun in accordance with their capacity. The heat produced by external causes begins to exhaust itself after some time, and the real comfort comes only when it gets completely exhausted. Take the case of the summer season. When the effect of the external heat, which reduces after some time, is thoroughly removed, some comfort or ease is definitely felt and experienced. Now the time when the external heat begins to subside, yielding place for the cooler effect to settle in, or the meeting point of the two, is known as Sandhigati. And this, in the opinion of the Mahatmas, is our duty to perform Sandhya and Upasana, worship. This is the time of the advent of that which is opposed to heat. Yeah, so the last sentence we read is this.
Yeah. Actually, Sir has very clearly, beautifully brought out in his commentary, and several times while speaking in various training programs and all that, he with a lot of clarity, he brings out this point. Like the last sentence is Sandhya Gati. I mean, the combination when the heat goes and the cold comes. When the cold means it is opposed to the heat. The heat is the heat of nature, which has caused evolution or the bringing into bringing the world into creation, and that heat is still active. But we want to search the origin from where our existence has started, and that existence is equivalent to cold thing, and then the heat started after the Kshobh has arisen. And this Sandhigati where heat and cold is there, and since the heat reduces and the cold is coming, and if we also want to move towards the time when before the manifestations occurred. So at that time, if you meditate, the whole nature is supporting you to succeed in your meditation, to see that your thought merges or achieves Layavastha. Whole yoga is nothing but mergence. Your mind merges with the master's mind. Master's mind was there before the Kshobh, after the Kshobh has come. So that is a point which Sir has very, very simply and very beautifully brought out in several of his talks to the beginners, and then in several places he has mentioned this. So this idea should be very clear. The cold thing is the existence before the manifestation came into this thing. And we are trying to practice meditation at a time when the external environment resembles the time of the junction, and at that junction we want to go towards the base where there is no activity, and then that is reflected in the nature at that time. So at that time, if you meditate, then naturally you get the tremendous advantage of the nature itself, which supports such an activity. I think we'll stop here. And then,
Actually, we should just complete the next two lines because they conclude logically.
अच्छा, इसमें अलग है, ठीक है, go ahead.
This is the time of the advent of that which is opposed to heat, and it can be that alone which existed prior to the generation of heat at the time of creation, and which is in close conformity with nature. Or in other words, the very image of the ultimate state we have to finally arrive at. Thus, the point we start from is the very point which corresponds closely with the destination.
Yeah, अच्छा. Urdu में paragraphs were wrongly. So we will stop here. I think it's very significant. So we'll take more time to study these 10 commandments. We'll not hurry through these things. Whoever is listening to all these things, whatever we gain, our understanding comes, and then we should try to pass it on to our friends and even to anybody who comes across, because That is the specific request of Babuji also. He says you read and then benefit from this and help others also benefit. So we should.
So actually these last two sentences, they are extremely abridged in English. But if you read Urdu or the Hindi one, it's more elaborated.
क्या पढ़ो थोड़ा?
I'll read the Hindi one.
हाँ.
इस वक्त उस चीज के आने का वक्त होता है जो गर्मी के विरुद्ध है, और वह चीज क्या हो सकती है? यह वही चीज हो सकती है जो प्रारंभ में गर्मी के पैदा होने से पहले थी। समझिए तो सही कैसा अच्छा वक्त कुदरत से मेल खाता हुआ सोच समझकर नियत किया गया है। यानी वह वक्त है जो कि इस हालत से मिलता जुलता है, या यूं कहो कि इस हालत की ठोस अवस्था है जिस पर हमको पहुंचना है। एक बात और कहूंगा, ये बात असल की नकल है। मानो ये नुक्ता है जिससे हमको आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिलेगा, और ये नुक्ता कैसा अच्छा नियत किया गया है जो इससे मिलता जुलता है जिस पर हमको पहुंचना है।
What is the meaning of nukta?
Nukta means point.
अच्छा, point.
So this whole thing is abridged in just two sentences in English, which doesn't convey.
It's beautifully elaborated, you know. It's very the whole this thing actually sir conveyed it in his own beautiful language, समझने के लिए.
What is मेल खाता हुआ?
Similar, resemble.
Brother, actually, can you just repeat that Hindi sentence from where the nukta, the point, nukta का word आया ना? So एक बार आप फिर से पढ़ सकते हो?
एक बात और कहूंगा, ये बात असल की नकल है। मानो ये नुक्ता है जिससे हमको आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिलेगा. That point that he's talking about is the where the heat has ended and like the borderline between heat and from where the coolness starts. That point. He's talking about that point because we meditated at dawn, right? So
he says it is the nakal of the reality. That means it nakal of the image of the reality. Nakal बोल तो क्या है? Copying है हिंदी में. What is the sense here? Nakal means it is a reflection of reality.
Copy of the original.
It is a reflection of the original.
Reflection.
Yeah. In English, it is mentioned that it is a gross form of reality. So they have used the word gross for nakal.
But actually, it means it's a reflection of reality. Like you are there and your reflection is there in the mirror. So this it is a reflection of the nakal बोलते ऐसा सोच सकते. I mean it's a reflection of the real.
हाँ, right.
Actually nakal बोले तो copy है ना? Actually copy.
It can be considered image also. Like
Image.
of
Image.
Yeah, image is better. Correct. Right.
Image of the real. That's right. So that's what Babaji also uses the concept. He says divine light without luminosity. We rest our attention on the divine light luminosity. From the substance we reach to the possessor of that substance. He says. That means that is a copy of the reality. And we take the quality of that reality and catching that we go to the reality. I mean the meditation which we are doing on divine light without luminosity, he describes it as a as a copy or as a reflection of reality, and we catch that and go to the owner of that reality. That's what image is. I think is a proper word for nakal.
Right.
And it is also saying is halat ki ठोस अवस्था है, that is
gross
form of the reality, original. Yeah.
It is also real, but it's a gross form of real.
Gross form, yeah.
Because Even Babuji also, you read everything, he accepts that everything is God only. I mean, everything is of the nature of consciousness. Only thing is, one is subtle and one is gross. Now, gross is visible to us, to the mind. Subtle, we have lost sight, just like a covering of an egg. Only the egg shell is visible to us. The external world is visible, but the astral body and then the causal body and the several layers which cover the soul is not visible only, because that is so subtle that we have lost sight of it. And in meditation, we try to revive that condition in our mind. We try to condition our mind to that reality which is very subtle. So naturally, when we try to regain our subtle nature of the thought, naturally it will detach itself from things of lesser value. So naturally, there will be a kind of a detachment with the world, detachment with your body, detachment with good and bad, detachment with likes and dislikes. All these things will. Then only you will be able to rest there, because good and bad also has come from the same source.
It's also the manifested form.
Yeah, manifested form.
The closest to the.
Everything is God, and when he says God is, you have to meditate that God is present in all animate and inanimate with firm conviction. Harek mein, that is Upanishadic thing. The consciousness is one only. You think it is separate. It is just like a, it is like it's a dream world. In dream, you have your own subject and object, and then you have space, time. You have likes and dislikes. You have sorrowful experiences. And then you have happy experiences. When you wake up, everything dissolves. But all the division in the dream world is happening. Your mind only is divided into Atul, and then divided into Joshi, or divided into so many things. And then you have experiences of pleasant experience, unpleasant experiences. All this happening is from your own mind. So, but when you wake up, all that thing has come back into the mind. So this whole world is also apparently you believe in the duality, but actually when you realize that there is no duality. That is why if you read all the poetry of Rumi or Kabir and all that, they keep on talking. Wherever I look your face only. Wherever my gaze fell, it fell on the face of the beloved. And Babaji also says, your remembrance should be such that you feel the object, thought of remembered oozing out from objects everywhere. Uska matlab wahi hai na. We now know the philosophy, but we have to realize that in our practical, in our consciousness, we have to realize that condition.
So we will hear the Urdu narration also, and then probably.
Yeah, next.
No, these lines which we just talked about, we didn't hear the Urdu narration. We'll hear that, and then.
We'll hear that. Yes.
इस वक्त उस चीज़ के आने का वक्त होता है जो गर्मी से मुख्तलिफ है, और वो चीज़ क्या हो सकती है, और वो यही चीज़ हो सकती है जो रोज़ अज़ल में गर्मी के पैदा होने से पहले थी। समझिए तो सही कैसा अच्छा वक्त कुदरत से मुताबकत रखता हुआ सोच समझ कर मुकर्रर किया गया है, यानी वो वक्त है जो कि इस हालत से मिलता जुलता है, या यूं कहो कि इस हालत का ठोस अवस्था है जिस पर कि हमको पहुंचना है। एक बात और कहूँगा, ये बात असल की नकल है, गोया ये नुक्ता है जिससे हमके आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिलेगा, और ये नुक्ता कैसा अच्छा फर्ज किया गया है जो इससे मिलता जुलता है जिस पर हमको पहुंचना है।
Yeah, beautiful. Actually, reading in Hindi and Urdu is giving us a beautiful feeling. Actually,
in English is like it's limiting the extent or the vastness of this understanding somehow.
Abhi you have to quote sir only. Sir is very condescending attitude towards English. He says it's a businessman's language. It is not meant for spirituality. वो तो सौदा करने के लिए business का language है. वो waste करके he is he's got a very condescending attitude towards English language.
Okay, so we'll close here.
We'll close here. Yeah. If anything else, I think we had a very good discussion about this.
I feel like even that the heat and cold which we talk about, these are not the regular
No.
physical level feelings which we have with.
He brings about that point in the further commentary, that heat is different from the external heat. Heat is the thing which is life itself, which is existence itself. That is what, when he uses the word life in life, life ka matlab hi, that is the thing. He brings out that point further in the commentary. Which is different from the sun's heat, he talks. There will be no physical heat in that heat, but and he uses the concept. It is very difficult. I don't have any language to describe that feeling, but I am forced to use that language when he tries to distinguish between nature's heat and then a real divine heat. And he says it's unfortunate that we don't have language to describe the difference between that and that. Karke he expresses his helplessness to describe the nature of reality there. Next commentary में आएगा उसके बारे में. Okay. Anything else? If nothing is there, we'll meet again next Sunday. Okay.